Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your graduate school academic safety briefing. I'm your safety officer, Professor Goggles, and today we will be discussing plagiarism as well as RCR training, or the responsible conduct of research requirements. Hey now, this is an important aspect of your education, not only to graduate GVSU, but to correctly and ethically pursue research. So let's start by taking out our anti-plagiarism eye protection. Plagiarism is defined as the offering of someone else's work as your own. It can include taking whole paragraphs or even just a few sentences. Plagiarism can be an intentional act or unintentional, so it's important to understand what it is and how to avoid it.
I don't get it.
How about this? If you read a paper on a chemical reaction and really like a particular explanation, copying that expert and putting it in your own paper as though it's your own analysis would be considered plagiarism.
Okay, but how would I possibly plagiarize something on accident?
Overt plagiarism could be copying another person's work, word for word, or there are forms that are more subtle. Restating the original author's words, but in a slightly different form without giving them proper credit would be considered plagiarism. The original sentence and your sentence might be different, but the ideas are the same.
Okay, well, I know what plagiarism is, but why should I care? It's not hurting anyone.
By copying someone else's work and presenting it as your own, you are directly attributing the knowledge of the original author to yourself. Just like cheating on an exam, you are not displaying your own knowledge, but someone else's. This is academic dishonesty. Plagiarism also overrides the whole reason that you're here. You are supposed to read, interpret, and synthesize knowledge that you've gained and create something new. By just copying and removing the credit of the original author, you're not really learning anything.
Whoa, Professor Goody Two Shoes. Why does this even matter? I'm gonna just chat GPT my paper anyways.
Artificial intelligence is still a developing field, and GVSU has its own criteria for how AI can be used in academic work. Always talk to your professor and receive approval prior to incorporating AI into a project. AI-generated content can be used as a tool, but is not a replacement for original thought. If you do use AI, you must clearly identify which portions or ideas utilize AI. The final responsibility for the quality, accuracy, and academic integrity of the research process, thesis, or dissertation produced with the assistance of AI lies within the student.
Big whoop. It's not like we're gonna get in trouble.
Well, plagiarism does result in significant consequences, and depending on the severity, you could fail the assignment, fail a thesis or dissertation, fail a class, or even get expelled from your program. People have even lost jobs because of plagiarism.
Well, how are we supposed to use sources in our work?
I don't want this to stop you from using sources. The whole point of the academic community is to further knowledge and share ideas. So, if you see an idea that interests you and you want to use in your project, just make sure to cite them correctly. The GVSU library has tons of resources to help you cite your source properly. Visit their website for more information, and remember, when in doubt, cite.
What about that RCR training? Are we still doing that?
All right, now it's time to put on your RCR training gloves. The RCR training, or Responsible Conduct of Research training, is a necessary part of the research process here at GVSU. All graduate students must complete this training before starting research or before they finish 50% of their program. The RCR training lays a foundation for you and your career during your graduate education. Whether you're in a biomedical sciences or accounting, the RCR training guidelines help build ethical practices for you and your future. Each RCR training is tailored to your program, so you can expect to find relevant and stimulating information throughout.
Oh, brother. How are we even supposed to do the RCR training?
Depending on your program, you can fulfill the RCR requirements by either taking a course approved by the graduate school or completing virtual city modules. Learn more about your program requirements on the graduate school website. Your academic safety is always a priority, and we want to make sure you have the tools you need to be successful here at Grand Valley. If you have any questions or need information, contact your program or the Office of Research Compliance and Integrity.